So today I am going to be doing a little updated reading on BTS. I said little, but it's probably not going to be little. It's probably going to be a little long because we're going to look at all of the members and kind of just see what's going on, kind of get into their heads a little bit and see where they're at before their big comeback, their long awaited comeback. Um, we might get a little bit, you know, spicy in some of these. Maybe we'll see things about personal relationships. This is not a specific relationship reading, by the way, but maybe soon in the future you can expect that as well. Maybe. I don't know. If I'm feeling generous. But this is going to be more just a generalized what's going on with them, what's going on in their lives, in their heads, what's stressing them out, what's making them feel good about themselves. All right, so let's get into it. If you are unfamiliar with how I do these videos, I just pull a card for each member. We go through those cards, and then at the end, I'll usually dive a little deeper into each member by doing 3 card pulls for each one. Also, let me fix my camera just a wee bit because I feel like they might not quite fit well. Okay. So, let's just get right into it. You know, why not? It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna have fun. Okay. As always, we do this in fan chant order. So we start with Namjoon and then from oldest to youngest. So, Namjoon. Uh-oh. Yeah, these cards are not going to all fit, so apologies. Some might get a little cut off. I'm sorry. Namjoon. Seokjin. Yoongi. Interesting. Hobie. Yeah. Jimin. Taehyung. And Jungkook. You know what? Pretty freaking positive, all things considered. Whew, hallelujah. Okay. Let's start with Namjoon. So Namjoon's the tower. And it is reversed. So let's hold on to our hats because that doesn't mean complete disaster. It means more of a panic mode, let's clean everything up. I honestly think that Namjoon is just kind of in a hey, let's kind of fix all of the cracks in our foundation right now before everything crumbles and falls apart again. Um he seems very focused to me. His energy seems a little I said panicked, but you know, just a little heightened, right? He's just got a lot of energy and he's trying not to let everything fall apart before it's game on, before they're back and they're coming back and they're releasing songs and they're in promotion era. He's just trying to keep everything cool, even, and not trying to dig at anything controversial or bad. Um if you read, sorry, not if you read, if you saw my video where I looked at Minheejin and V and their text messages between each other, I did say that situation might bleed into this reading, because that is probably going to be on their minds. However, because I did look at their reaction to the situation, hopefully that is not as prevalent here. But if you are interested, you can go and watch that video if you have not seen it, if you're interested in getting a more detailed look at that specific situation. I don't know if that's exactly what Namjoon is trying to patch up before they go into this comeback. It could be a multitude of things. But we'll look into it later. So Jen, that is the king, right? Yes. No, it's the knight. It's the Knight of Swords. I feel like he's just ready to charge in. He's ready to go into battle. He's ready to go into this kind of promotion era. And honestly, I'm pretty impressed because Jen just got off of his solo tour. So I would expect I kind of expected him to be a little more burnt out, but I actually don't see that. I see him energized. I see him ready to go all in. Yoongi's the King of Cups, right? That is the king. No, it's the page. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. They all they all look similar. Sorry. Um the Page of Cups. I just feel like Yoongi's in his sensitive boy era at the moment. He's been in his sensitive boy era for a little while now. Um, and that's no different here. A little emotional, a little sensitive, but it's positive. It's not like bad emotions. Just a little, he's just in his feels. The page tells me that it's a little more muted. So I just kind of see him using this time to kind of keep himself a little more guarded to me. He's not being super outwardly sensitive. He's sensitive in his own head and to himself, not necessarily to other people, if that makes sense. Hobie showed up as the Six of Pentacles, very generous. And sometimes it can be like I'm giving more than I'm getting back. But it could just be a more charitable kind of energy. He's just feeling very giving. He feels like he's like giving all of this wealth and generosity away for free. Just like and here are my children. Here's a loaf of bread for you and a loaf of bread for you and here's some wine for you. Very philanthropic. I guess this is because he feels like they're kind of feeding armies and the fans with content again, is how I'm taking this. But again, we're gonna look deeper into all of this. Jimin is the Ace of Cups. Jimin's got big plans coming. He's got big opportunities coming his way. He's feeling good about them. I'm happy with that. And Taehyung is the Ace of Swords. Kind of the same thing. He's got a big opportunity his way. He's got big things coming, big things storming. Also, I feel like Taehyung's ready to just kind of like dive all in. He's like, I'm fully committed. I'm fully in this. I don't know if Taehyung was fully in this, maybe like a few months ago, but now he is fully in it. And Jungkook is the sun upright. Positive, happy, sunshiny boy. I love seeing this for him. It's not too often that I read Jungkook and it's all happy and smiles. Usually he's got some stuff going on in his personal life. But he seems pretty clear of all that. He seems clear-headed, he seems happy, he seems ready to go. Honestly, this is one of the best BTS readings I've ever done in terms of their mental states. Usually there's at least a couple of them that are going through some turmoil, but it seems like all of them are pretty chill. But I'm looking at you, Namjoon, and we're going to go into him first, and we're going to look specifically at what's going on. Okay. He's feeling a little stagnant is the issue. You know what? He's feeling a little stagnant. He's feeling a little stuck. He's not feeling very creative. He feels like he's having to rely on other people. And this is causing anxiety, which is manifesting in this kind of panicky, all right, let's clean everything up before everything happens. There is a hidden underlayer of stress and I feel like I don't know what I'm doing anymore underneath this kind of outwardly chaotic, all right, chop chop, everybody get to work and let's make this good so that everything doesn't just fall apart, right? There is an underlying anxiety here of I feel like I have to really rely on everybody else. Um yeah. I think this is to do with like songs and music and things like that is what it seems to me. Um just very like I feel like I don't remember how to do this or I don't know how to do this. Um everyone goes through this. It's a little imposter syndrome, I would say. Uh because everyone knows that Namjoon is incredibly talented and that he will always figure it out. Um but he's not really feeling that way about himself at the moment. And that's culminating in this kind of panicky energy that he has. I think he has faith in everybody else to make this good. Um, like I said, he's kind of relying on the other members to kind of help him through this. And I think he feels like they'll get there. But he's also his spiritual energy is very low at the moment. So it just means that he's very in his head and he's not trusting himself like he should. All right, let's look at Jin a bit more closely. Mm. Interesting. He walked away from something. Jen walked away from something or someone. Someone offered him something that he was like, that's bullshit. The reason I say that, but the reason why it's such an extreme, like, absolutely not, you're out of your mind, is because the Two of Swords, or I'm sorry, it's not swords, it's wands. Two of Wands is reversed, meaning that, yeah, there's a choice here, but the choice is obvious. Like, technically you're being given a choice, but it's not really a choice. Right? Like you already know what you're going to choose before the choice is even given to you. Yeah, he said no to something or somebody. Yeah, see? Two Pentacles. And you know what's funny? Is it's something he's always wanted to do. Or it's someone he's always wanted to talk to or be around or be with. It's just something that he's always wanted for himself. Think of it almost like childhood dream. Um, it's something he's always wanted to do. He said no to it. And there was no hesitation to that no. And it was very blunt as well. It was a very blunt, almost like an angry, like, no, you're out of your mind. Are you kidding me? That's insane. The Six of Cups being reversed tells me that I think while this was always a childhood dream of his, I think that Jen associates this childhood dream, quote unquote, as being negative or being something that would hold him back or is unrealistic in some way. Right? Like it's not. Yes, it might have been something that he's always wanted to do, but it's not the direction his life went, and it's not something that he wants to do now. And in fact, he feels like he got like a bad taste in his mouth for this specific thing. This specific thing that he wanted to do. It's like as he got older and as he got more famous, it's like he looks back on that time of when he wanted to do that and he like cringes and he's like, why did you think that that was what you wanted to do? Like that's so not even close to what we should be doing. It's interesting. I wonder if it's acting. I wonder if it was like an acting gig or something. I know people have been begging for Jin to act in something for a long, long time. I don't think we're ever going to see it. I think this might be an acting thing that he turned down. But not necessarily. It could be something else. Yeah, that's really interesting. All right, let's move on and let's look at Yoongi. Yoongi's just trying to heal. He's trying to heal. The thing that concerns me is the devil cards here, which tells me he's trying to heal through not the best coping mechanisms. I wouldn't be surprised if he was drinking a little more or if he was like, I don't know, just coping in unhealthy ways. I don't know necessarily what he's healing from. I guess maybe just typical stress. Um but yeah, he's feeling his energy's a little weak, if I'm being honest. Like he has kind of a weaker energy than normal. Um and I just think that he is, let me just kind of cover all of that up with this unhealthy coping mechanism. Mm. Uh-oh. Did he go through a breakup? I think he might have gotten his heart broken. Aw. I mean, the lovers is not always, that doesn't necessarily mean a romantic relationship, but with it being here and it being reversed and also the three of swords being here and then the four of swords right next to it, yeah, I I think he might have gotten his heart broken, which is interesting because I think in the last relationship reading I did for BTS, Yoongi was not in a relationship. He was interested in somebody, I think. I can't quite remember. But I remember him being interested in somebody. Must have not worked out. Aw. That's sad. Yeah, and it's kind of affecting his work. Yeah, it was another cups. It was another water sign. Yeah. Yeah, I don't yeah, it's just affecting his ability to work at the moment. Um hopefully he gets over this soon. He's trying he's slowly healing. He's just healing in a very unconventional way, in a way that he shouldn't be healing. Um yeah. I'll move on. Aw, poor baby. Okay. Hobie. Mm. Wonder if this is related to Hyben and Heejin. Because the justice card's reversed. It's not fair. It's not just. And the Five of Wands being here tells me that he's still eager to fight. Magician being reversed. Yeah, the energy's off. Mm. I I honestly see him like I feel like he doesn't quite know who to believe or who to trust, and I honestly think that he doesn't really care anymore. He doesn't really care anymore, and he's just kind of like, you know what? Like, why are we repeating the same things like over and over? That's what he feels like. This is a situation that will never fucking end, and he wants it to fucking end. He's like, why are we still talking about this? Why are we still fighting about this? Like, this is dumb. He doesn't care anymore. He's like, this is so tired and old news and over. That's how he feels. Yeah, I think this is in relation to the court case. Yeah. He's feeling a little rebellious too. He's feeling a little rebellious. He's like, I want to like go off and do something like crazy. to honestly just to like piss them off. That must be why he's like being overly generous. I almost see him like, let me just give away a bunch of money to like a charity to like piss them off. I know it sounds weird that like they would be pissed off about that, but think about it. If Hybe is having to give like billions of dollars to Minheejin and they're losing money, and yet Hoseok has enough money to donate the same amount of money to a charity, that would piss them off. I see him wanting to do something like that. It's rebellious in nature. All right, let's look at Jimin. Jimin feels like BTS are like like the scapegoats for the company. Because the hangman's here, so it's almost like we're like the martyrs. We're the people that kind of get like thrown on the stake for everything. Um Jimin is really focused on changing public opinion. He's like, I don't want you guys to see us as this kind of martyr figure anymore. Yeah. I was supposed to say it's a little angry. It's like being motivated by anger. It's like passion. You know how anger is like passionate? It's kind of like that. But see, here's the thing about Jimin is he is so kind that he's willing to let this take a while to happen. Like he's like, we can be patient, we can take our time with this and really reshape how everybody sees us and how everybody views us. And let's not forget that he was the Ace of Cups, meaning that he has some sort of opportunity laid out in front of him. He has something that he's going to utilize. And it might take a while, but he's confident that it'll work. Let's look at Taehyung. I see it a little similar to Hobie. this kind of energy of wanting to be like really overly giving, like financially, um, to kind of make a point. It's a way for them to kind of throw a middle finger at the companies. And notice I said companies, plural. Not just one, all of them. All of the CEOs, all the companies, they're wanting to they're using their money to make this kind of statement against them. And much like Jimin, it's also motivated by this kind of anger, this passion. Also, in regards to specifically Taehyung, very rapid, very fast. This is like an immediate shift for him. It went from being like one way and now it's this way, and it was a very fast change for him. He wasn't always feeling like this was the option to go. Something changed. He got angry about something and it changed his direction. Uh it opened up a door for him, essentially. That he was like, aha, here's my way. I'm also seeing a little bit of like a return of the old. Let's go back to the way things used to be. Let's go back to the way the company used to be. There is a little bit of stress that comes with this, but I think that Taehyung's ready to take it on. Oh! Damn. Let's look at Jungkook. And then we'll be done with this. I think Jungkook just feels like he can relax. He's at this moment where he's like, you know what? I like I can just kind of sit back and let things happen how they're going to happen. He's not stressing about things. I don't know. I think that little live stream he did, I don't know. I think it really helped him, and I think that he's gone through this kind of period of like, I don't need to stress about everything anymore. Like, I can just relax. I can be vulnerable. I can be a little lost, a little misguided, and that's okay. He's finding that there is he's finding out that sometimes not being your best quality, your best shape at all times is not necessarily a bad thing. It honestly, to me, it seems like he's going through like and I wouldn't say an identity crisis. It's more of like I feel like I know the meaning of the universe crisis. Um honestly, kind of like an ego death sort of thing. I wouldn't be surprised if Jungkook went through an ego death. Um after coming back from the military. That's kind of what it seems like to me. Is like he's like, life is like a roller coaster. Like, sometimes you have good days, sometimes you have bad days, but it doesn't mean that, you know, you're a bad person or that it's always going to be like this. I do think that he is much like the rest of them. He has this kind of motivational anger inside of him, specifically about the Menheejin stuff, because she is the Queen of Swords. I don't know who the Queen of Wands is. Is the Queen of Wands just Jungkook? So, funny thing about the Queen of Wands, every time I read BTS, especially if I'm reading about their past, a random Queen of Wands will show up. And I've always wondered who it is. Um, and ever since I started doing these readings of like separating each member, I get Queen of Wands a lot when I read Jungkook. And I wonder if that's actually him. It's not like it's impossible for a man to show up as a queen or even for a woman to show up as a king. It all has to do with like their energy, but it's never something I've considered before. But it actually it makes sense. I can see him as a Queen of Wands. Um, but yeah, I do think that he has this kind of like all eyes are on us, and I think he's like we need to make sure that we are showcasing ourselves in the best way possible. He knows that everyone's going to be scrutinizing them and looking at them in a certain way and just kind of waiting for them to fuck up. He's like we need to be careful. We need to watch what we do. Yeah. We need to stay together, stay strong. Don't let, you know, past mistakes resurface, past fights resurface. We need to make sure everyone sees us as a unit, as a family, as whole. Yeah. Well, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all I see. So if you guys liked this, please leave a like and maybe subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.